Good one.
Tetris on what? Super Nintendo? Game Boy?
The one that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah. Where did it start? Tetris.
NES.
It's NES.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know if you remember, but there was a point in time where they would sell these like
8001.
Yeah, and I remember there was like 900 variations of Tetris on there.
Yeah, I used to have one of those, but it wasn't
like silver
really,
and it flipped open.
The one I had was a giant slab, so the top half. It was more like a Game Boy, so top half screen, second half controls.
Yeah,
and it was something like 800 games in one, but it was 800 variations on Tetris, but it really wasn't. It was like it was like 7 variations on Tetris, like just different blocks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but like I remember
version 701 was like just you start at speed 12.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember I had to like find the one I really liked and be like, oh, I gotta get back to version 331.
Yeah. let's go.
Like trying to type hello on an old phone here.
Was that the one by chance that had like that little one piece that like you would scroll down the side, it would just like clear lines or fill holes?
I don't know. I think the one that like in general, the Tetris games I prefer are the ones that are as close to like standard Tetris as possible. And I think that's just because like I haven't played too many of the other ones to get used to the special. Like I got Tetris Effect for PlayStation. Okay. And I was like, it's fun, but it's crazy and it's like too much. I feel like it would be really fun to play in VR though. But all the new Tetris games, like every single one now has a holding block, like a saved piece thing.
Yeah.
So that you could just like save a line there.
Yes.
And just build out your, Tetris. And then as soon as you have a full thing, swap it out with the line, get your Tetris. I'm like, that's incredibly easy. And I'm not used to using that as an advantage, or like thinking about having that option.
Yep.
So I just never use it until I remember that I can, but then I forget that it's there anyway. So I'm like waiting for a line to come up. But
I was introduced to that on the DS version of Tetris.
That was a while ago.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's been there forever, I guess. And I never played enough with something like that. So
it's like it cheapens the game. Cheapens the skill if you have to store.
Yeah, exactly.
Mind you, when like you're playing and you're going and you get a fucking block, a big square piece that just F's everything up.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess that's like another use of it is that if you get a piece that is going to just mess up everything, you can just put that in the hold spot and hope that the next piece is better. But yeah, I don't know.
And you did that Tetris 99 or 9?
Yeah, I played it. I never won. I got a top 5 once. I think it was in my like second or third playing, and I was like, oh well, of course I'm amazing at Tetris. Since then, never cracked like this top half. So
they're on to you. They saw you coming.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, whoa, this guy in top 5? I don't think so. But speaking of games, so we were having dinner yesterday, and I saw the Raptors game was on.
Yeah,
and so I put it on there,
of course.
And they're doing well, and I'm better than expected. And so they're up early, and I was having a good time getting kids' milk and everything ready. And Fred, you hear Fred make a shot or something, so I'm running over and wanting to see what was going on. And then so after dinner, I sit down and I'm watching, and I'm like, TSN is not on the ball. It says it is Boston up 2-0. And then this is Friday's game or Thursday's game. And I'm like, so this is a replay I'm watching, getting fired up that the Raptors are doing better than normal. And it was an old game.
It's one of those fool like the lottery picks from the day before. You're like, I did it. I got them.
just yelling down. Come here. Oh my god.
Yeah, wallpaper the ceilings, honey. Let's go. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, that was and the thing is, because I knew they played yesterday. I just didn't pay enough attention to the time. So
that's what you get.
At 4 o'clock. I'm like, no, it's actually 2 hours later. So then it feels bad is that they're up 10 and then they blew a lead. That was later.
Well, that was later.
That was
that actually did happen.
That was 10-point lead later rather than early.
Yeah. But they're back in the series now, so we're okay.
I heard someone talking about it. It's not like a normal time where you go home down 2 games to 0, and then you find out, well, will the home crowd get us back into it? There is no home crowd, so you should literally just change your uniforms in the side of the
court. That was kind of the, when after they lost the first 2 games against Boston, all the commentators were like, well, like the good thing is you're not going into Boston to play the next 2 games. That's and, right. You just have to, basically, you don't have to fight against anyone else. You just have to, fight against yourself. Then they were talking about last year's conference finals, right? Was that when they played the Bucks?
Yep.
Yeah. Last year's conference finals, they also went down 2-0 at home, like actually at home, and then had to go into Milwaukee for the next 2 games. And, there was all this stuff about Kawhi Leonard, being like, well, it looks like we're just going to have to go and win both in Milwaukee. And, they use that as motivation. So like, half the people are like, well, at least you don't have to go there and deal with the home crowd. And then last year it was the same situation, but they were like, let's use that to like motivate us.
Yeah.
But either way, now it's 2-2, brand new series. Maybe by the next podcast. Well, no. Definitely by the next podcast, we'll have a winner in this series.
Going 7 or 6, regardless. I feel 6.
I feel like 6. I'm just not sure which way. Whoever wins the next game, I think will also win game 6. I doubt that it's going to be like 1-1-1, anything like that.
This popped up on, I think it was on Instagram or something. So I thought this would be a fun thing to discuss. So you pick a mask, and whatever mask you pick, you get their powers. I looked this over many times, Vader aside, because what powers?
Exactly.
Really?
But I mean, to be fair,
Jedi. He didn't need a mask to have his Jedi powers.
Right. Yeah, so to be fair, Green Ranger also.
Yeah. Okay, so Wolverine, Spider-Man, Spawn, Flash, The Mask, Jason, Iron Man, Darth Vader, Green Ranger. Now, Jason doesn't die, so that's cool. But also Wolverine, Logan aside, heals. So I think those 2 cancel each other out. And Wolverine, you wouldn't necessarily get his adamantium claws because that's not a power. That's just
his
weaponry.
Yeah.
You get his bone claws, I guess.
If
I had to, Iron Man is just a suit. It's not a power.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think for me, it comes down to the Flash and Wolverine.
I think I would.
And Spawn is the devil's like.
Yeah, warrior. Like isn't Spawn like? Doesn't he wear the mask because his face is all just deformed and stuff?
Yeah, and it's a part of him too.
It's okay.
And it's more so his cape does everything else for him.
Yeah, I think that I like, but again, Jason's mask doesn't. Yeah, okay, never mind. I think mine would still be between Spider-Man and Iron Man. Like, while Iron Man doesn't have powers, it's the suit that has everything.
Mm.
Um, if I got Iron Man's suit and was able to like control it properly, I think that's a pretty substantial upgrade to my current non-powers. Um, and same with Spider-Man. I think you know, having his powers would be fantastic to have. Now,
Some would say
Wolverine
amazing.
would be awesome. But again, like you were saying, if you don't get everything that Wolverine gets, like
Well,
uh,
like his bone claws again, is that's more anatomy or is that his
I think
mutation?
it's his mutation. It's part
Part
of
of both, right?
yeah.
But it seems like
'Cause
it's bone.
I think of all of these things, the Flash is the only one who like
Because he's super fast. Part of his powers with the super speed is his the ability to
healing.
heal super fast. So that would then negate out Jason and Wolverine.
And
I'm going Flash.
I think Flash is a good. Also, I feel like the mask is the only one that actually gives the wearer any sort of power. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the
Yeah,
other,
it's
it's a
his
weird,
amplifies your desires, right?
yeah. But like it
That's why
actually
when
transforms someone. Like all these other like Wolverine, like when Wolverine is not wearing his Wolverine outfit, he still has his super healing. He still has his claws and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And Spider-Man, same deal. When he's not wearing his mask, he's still Spider-Man. Like it's not like Peter Parker loses the ability to climb walls and all that stuff. Um, and same with the Flash. It doesn't mean that he's slow all of a sudden because he's not wearing his outfit. So out of all of these 9 things, the mask is the only one who actually gives power to someone wearing it, and it's different based on each person. That being said, I would still say Spider-Man or Iron Man. I think Spider-Man has some sort of quick, at least somewhat quick healing situation, right? But he also, if he's fast enough to not get shot and all that kind of stuff, that gives him a little bit of an edge
I
there.
feel like with Spider-Man, Spider Sense when you would be alerted not to avoid your getting hurt. So I guess that cancels out the need for healing.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. Spawn does have that super sick cape that's like the size of New York. So, um,
And his eyes
that's pretty
glow,
cool.
so he's got that going for
I
him.
mean, Green Ranger's got that flute thing, the sword flute, right? It's been a while since I've watched Power Rangers, but
Now we talking power. Like, are you good Green
I
Ranger
that's what
or
that was going to be my next thing. I think I would rather be. Oh boy, it's a tough one.
I think the easiest one to cancel out would be Vader because that's all learned.
Yes.
Mask or no mask, you learn to use the Force and all that stuff.
Yeah, I would say my choice would be it would be between Spider-Man, Flash, and Iron Man. Would be the top 3, and then I would probably end up choosing. I don't know, 1 and 1A would be like Spider-Man and Iron Man interchangeable because just for different reasons. I would love to have Stark Tech. You know what? I'm gonna choose the Iron Spider suit from uh, Avengers. That way, yeah, exactly.
Put
I
your
get
hands together.
put my hands together. I get Spider-Man's powers with Stark Tech. That's what I'm
Well,
gonna go with.
you'd also not to nitpick here.
Oh,
Homecoming, Far From Home, those are both Stark suits
that's
designed by
true.
Tony Stark.
That's true.
So if we're going with MCU,
Yeah.
nerd alert. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's a good one.
When you really dig deep into it, you can find the flaws. Like if you were to say, let's say you had the Spider-Man suit on, you had his powers. You say, "Hey, it's me. I have Spider-Man." Like, no, it's not. The second you take it off, the powers are gone.
Yeah, that's true.
At least with the Iron Man suit, you can just pop it open.
Pop it open.
Or again, we go MCU, they just disintegrate.
Yeah, that's true. But then does that mean you always have, if you've got the nanobots or nanotech, as long as you're wearing, the bracelet or whatever starts it all off.
That's right. That is clutch. So, how you been?
Oh,
Right?
well,
Busy?
it's been a week. It's
Monday
been
through Friday.
it's been a long I don't know, 10 days or so. But just a roller coaster of emotions.
I thought of our good friend Detective Lee the other day when I saw this article that Jackie Chan's apartments are being seized and are going to be auctioned off.
What?
So apparently he owns
money?
No, it's the actual opposite. He I guess owns 2 apartment buildings in Beijing, and I guess there was an issue with the deal that he worked out, and they're just, I guess the company's taking them back and going to sell them off.
Wow.
Yeah, they're apparently worth about 14.6 million, and the deal he signed, I guess, didn't properly transfer over ownership, and then there's a big dispute, and now they're just going to auction them off. But yeah, apparently he's been there since 2007, and now.
So you're saying we should put a bid in?
Yeah, that's like, it's 13,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms and 3 living areas.
Okay,
we could sprawling out.
We can make that happen.
I mean, the worst they can say is no.
I mean, you mean the most likely thing they're going to say is no.
That is still the worst case for us.
That's true. It is. Yeah, the most likely case can still be the worst case.
Yeah, obvious. Occam's razor.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, poor Detective Lee. I wonder if that means we're gonna have to get another Rush
Hour movie.
So he could up his bid and get those buildings back.
Maybe just he needs to enter some sort of golf tournament and try and raise money that way.
Oh, Happy Gilmore. You see I saw on Twitter an ad for PGA 2K21 that has Shooter McGavin in it.
Really? You have to
it's not like
him.
Oh, he's playing Shooter McGavin. It's just, he's obviously channeling it because he's got like the cardigan like folded over and he's sitting it. But it's I can't remember what it is. But it's basically just like one guy's gonna fire it up, so he gets on the phone and calls a buddy, who then calls another buddy, and then ends up calling Christopher McDonald, and they're just playing it, and it just shows clips of it, and he's freaking out, obviously, because it's not real golf.
Yeah, of course.
Shooter move. Yeah, I'll flip it to you. It keeps popping up like every time I'm scrolling through. It was driving me nuts.
Well, if it's anything like the game, probably sucks. No, the game doesn't suck. It's just not worth
the price of admission.
Yeah, the price of admission. It only because it's so stripped down from what
we're used to.
Like we're used to, exactly. And I don't know, maybe that's better because all the things that we're used to are like ball augmentations after the fact, like after you shoot it, being able to add top spin or backspin or side spin to it. That's just out of the game. You have to like add the backspin before you shoot, kind of thing. Um, putting just has always been hard, and in this one, it's just more hard. And I don't know. It seems like the swing stick is more sensitive now. So like any sort of uh, mistake, like off center swing,
Yeah.
is just it's like a wild swing. It's it's really hard to hit that fairway unless you're good at it.
Any chance that could be resolved via tuner patch like they do have done in the other games?
Like hopefully, but it's I've played one round. I was just starting a second round now before we started recording, and I think after I finish this round, I'm gonna try one more round, or I'm gonna try one round of the 3-button swing.
Okay.
And see if that helps. But I don't think I was ever really that good at the 3-button swing in general. Like I was always better at using the swing stick. So I don't know. We'll see. But maybe it's better 3 buttons. Because remember when we first saw the game, it didn't seem like there was going to be a swing stick at all.
Right.
So maybe it was designed for the 3 buttons, and then whatever, there was backlash or whatever, and then they kind of threw in the swing stick. So I don't know, maybe the 3-button swing will be better, but I doubt it.
Just a heavy sigh.
Well, it's just like I said, like we were both excited about this game.
I was very much so.
And then when I told you about the way to get it for $10, like I was like, yes, this is amazing, because I was going to spend my $80 or whatever on it, and I'm just so glad I didn't. Like that would have just made the game way more disappointing.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt when the NBA games, when you find out, oh, you can't play this offline.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point of having a game on a portable unit if you can't play it on the go? Well, you can. Just a lot of the functionality is
you're just but you miss out on a lot of key factors of the game. Yeah, sure, you can just do a regular play now, but I don't think I've done a play now in like a really long time. Just a standard. If I've ever been playing any of the like NBA 2K or the EA's NHL hockey games, or even PGA golf, like going back to when it was Tiger Woods' PGA Golf Tour, it's always been either career mode or some sort of season mode.
Yeah, a franchise or whatever.
Yeah, but never I think I'm just gonna sit down and play a random, like if I was gonna play a game against the computer, why wouldn't it be the next game in my season? Or or the next I'm not just gonna play a random round of golf. Why wouldn't I play the next tournament that is part of my season? So yeah, the play now stuff, like I guess that's the only thing that works offline, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
You can do a career, but you lose everything. You can make your guy, then after that, you're like, you can't throw like a headband on or change your shoes, like, because they don't want you to spend your real money on the virtual currency. And
that's right.
Yeah, the last play now I think I would have done would probably have been a demo.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And then maybe,
and even then, it's a demo. It's not even a play now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time I did like a local like game with someone. That would have been a play now situation.
It's pre-COVID.
Yeah. It's probably like 4 years ago. I don't know.
It's probably the last time that either one of us bought a sports game.
Yeah, exactly.
For PlayStation.
For PlayStation.
Yeah. Because
it's been a while since the play now has happened.
But play now, I want to play now. It's all these Marios that are coming out. I'm a little disappointed with the Mario 3D All Stars version of 64. Mario 64 only because um, they did like a remastered for the Nintendo DS. So they upgraded the graphics. They included more content, such as you could play as Luigi or like Toad or Wario.
So then
And
this one in All
this
Stars is that one
is
or
legit Mario 64.
ooh. I never played it on the
Mm.
DS, so
Right down to the graphics.
I think
So
I would
very boxy.
prefer that.
Yeah, I get it,
Because
but just to have something, I don't know, maybe just because I had something that was slightly different, and the
and then
improve
to
again.
kind of downgrade.
I guess, yeah, more or less. That's the simpler way of explaining it.
Because like um when we got, did you get the NES Classic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the SNES one.
No, the NES Classic. There was like the different screen modes, right? You could have it on the like CRT screen, or you got like the flickers and stuff, and then you could have the original quality setting, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you had the pixel perfect setting, which was it, looked better.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed it. Like when I was playing, Mario 1 or 3 or something like that, or Excite Bike, I always just enjoyed playing it on the setting that made it look like old Nintendo, not the one with the fake screen flickering and stuff. But I don't know why, the pixel perfect one, I don't know, like looked too good, and that's not how I remember Mario 1. That's not how I remember Mario 3 looking. Like, the slight pixelation here and there.
You
It's
need
like
the
part of the
snow in
game.
there.
What's that?
Always need the snow in there.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know. It's you pre-ordered that already, right?
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
And so
I
it comes.
I never had a GameCube, so I never got to my hands on Galaxy or Sunshine. So
Okay, so yeah, you've never
that's new for
played
me.
those. Yeah, so I've
Yes, sir.
exact same thing. I've played Super Mario 64 just a ton. But Mario Sunshine and what's the other one? Galaxy?
Yep.
Yeah. I've never played those. I don't know, like now after having Odyssey and New Super Mario Brothers, I'm not sure because like Odyssey is the kind of successor to Galaxy, I'm thinking.
Galaxy 2.
Yeah. And so that's the kind of game where I'm not sure I want to go back. Like I don't have the nostalgia for it. Right? We're always talking about how, people or Nintendo TV shows, movies, everything is playing off of our nostalgia, and that's they got to bring it back. And Mario 64, 100%. We've been talking for how long that we've wanted a 64 an N64 classic, right?
Yes.
And it would have been perfect having Mario 64, Mario Kart, GoldenEye, 1080. Did you see Ryan actually hit one?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. I've been talking to him. He's since he moved, they had no internet hookup at his place, so he's just been on the 64. So I was chirping him. I'm like, "What do you?" He's got a Xbox One. He's got a Nintendo Switch, but that's what he's been rocking for 4 days.
Yeah.
So much so that it made me. I threw up the SNES. I guess I don't know what do you call it, app on the Switch.
Yeah.
I've just been playing Donkey Kong the last couple days.
Yeah. But it's so funny that he hit that 1080 because it was, pretty much 10 years to the day when we were at the cabins playing, and he couldn't even get close to hitting that 1080, and we were just playing that. I was like, I cannot believe it's actually just been. I think it was.
I did not even put those two together.
Maybe not right to the day, but like the week of 10 years ago, we were at the cabins just before your wedding, and we didn't have anything, so we were playing 1080 snowboarding. Just so good.
Yeah, he wouldn't rest until he
No.
got it.
Oh my god. And
Man.
I'm not sure he did that night.
No, I don't remember when.
He
I
wasn't
remember
really in
I
the best
crashed,
shape.
and yeah, he wasn't. I woke up in the morning and he was just passed out on the floor. He didn't even work his pants off. They were just around his ankles.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And then yeah, you and I ended up going fishing. Well, he was just in there.
Yeah.
He's breathing. That was the
That was
important thing.
we made sure of that. Don't worry. We're not monsters. That was a good time.
Oh man.
Yeah,
no, I forgot all about that.
Have you, speaking of video games, so I've been interested in the
Tony Hawk?
new Avengers game. What?
Oh, I was gonna say they're gonna say Tony Hawk.
Oh, well,
That
kind of.
That has been getting
A lot
rave reviews.
Absolutely, everyone is loving that game. It's like just a shot for shot perfect. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah, they didn't. They just from what I heard, with the exception of taking out like Activision stuff. Like I know Tony Hawk 2. Oh, I was all over because you could skateboard as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I think that shit's out, but everything else is just same game, re-rendered, and looks amazing.
I heard looks amazing. I think so. I was talking to someone about it, and it's the thing that makes that game so good is the soundtrack.
Yes,
because it always had the best, like, music of the time. You know, that like punky, like Limp Bizkit rock style rock.
I thought like Limp Bizkit. We're talking good music here, but I guess as you said, for the time,
it suits the game, and it suits the game very well. But like that's definitely what I remember of the game is the music. Just like the soundtrack fit the game so incredibly well that I think that definitely has a part in the like amazing reviews that this game is getting. Because like it's not, there's nothing new in the game. They didn't add any extra levels or extra quests or anything like that, extra things that you need to do. It's literally just the exact same game. But because of that, it's so good.
Yeah, we got, was it A Tribe Called Quest, Billy Talent. Who else we got on here? Real Big Fish.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Anthrax, Bad Religion, Dead Kennedys, Naughty by Nature, Papa Roach, Power Man 5000, Primus,
Papa
Rage
Roach.
Against the Machine, Suicide Machines, the Vandals. Yeah, they got tons of, to name a few, so I could read all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the first time I hung out with a buddy for his birthday, we went, and that's just all we did for like 48 hours was just play Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Because you had the ability to make your own skate park and then go in and skate it, obviously. But I know what's going to happen. I would pull the trigger on that for a PlayStation version, and then they will announce that they are going to port it over to the Switch.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, now I can have this on the go, but I just spent $90 on one to sit in the basement and play.
That's the thing. Wait, when is
Bastards.
Marvel's Avengers coming out? I thought it was out.
It came out on the 4th.
That's
September
what 4th. I
4th.
thought. And as I'm looking at it on Best Buy's website, it says pre-order the game now. But
so what has your interest in that?
In the Avengers game?
Yeah.
Besides just the actual Avengers situation. Yeah. I don't know. I think it looks cool, and it seems like it's a like an Arkham Knight game, right? But with like the Avengers, like it's that style of game.
To me, it looks more like the Ultimate Alliance, because you can drop in and out with co-oping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that, but I meant just like the view of it, right? Because Ultimate Alliance was like a kind of like a top-down ish angle, and this one seems more like the like Spider-Man and Arkham games. What is this? I don't know though. I have heard like good and bad things about this game. And the one of the negatives or one of the shots on this game was that no matter which character you're using, the gameplay feels the same.
That's unfortunate.
You know, where like if you're the Hulk, you just
Smash.
button mash and you smash. And if you're Thor, you button mash and you throw a hammer. But also if you're like Black Widow or Hawkeye, you still just button mash, and there's no like learning different combos, I guess. Not even combos, but it's like, you know, whichever character you're playing the exact same way.
Yeah. So ultimately, it's you have different characters, but it's really just like a skin over a character
absolutely
model.
And that's where like
yeah, that's not good.
You know, I used to play, well, I still do, I guess, but I used to play Diablo a lot more. And you know, you have different character types when you create your characters, you know, like barbarians, your necromancers and stuff like that. But like each character has different strengths, and you can't, you know, the barbarian was you just go in and you're the first one in, it's close combat, it's melee combat, like you're just fighting. But if you're an archer, obviously you're back a bit, you're using bow and arrows more often. But like if you're a necromancer or a witch or something, you know, someone that uses spells, and you go in head first into a battle, like you're going to lose because that's not your strength. And yeah, it's basically saying this one, it however you want to play, every character kind of ends up playing the same way. So, you know, it's basically just like I said, it's a different skin, but I don't know. I'm still pretty interested.
Like I felt that way with Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
It's because I had no fucking idea what to do. And that dates back to the N64 days. So yeah, when I had it for like when it first came out, that's just all the fuck I did was just hitting buttons, and I somehow won, but I don't know how.
Like, it didn't matter who I picked. It.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And that's kind of the way that most fighting games have been, right? Like Mortal Kombat was, yeah, each person had different skills, but they were all the same moves, right? Like if you knew most of the moves of one character and you switched different character and tried the same button combinations, you were probably going to get 75% of that other character's moves. Like they just look a little different or whatever, but it's the same combos. So it's not like you had to really learn. I think the only thing you had to learn was different like finishing moves and stuff like that.
The only fighting game I ever really liked was Fight Night.
Fight Night? Is that a boxing game?
Boxing.
Yeah. That one I never played.
There's strategy in the button mashing. Because if you just keep hitting punch, you're going to punch yourself out.
Yeah. Like Mike Tyson. Punch out.
Yeah. Yes, that is correct. And then there's that Mario 3D World.
With Bowser or something?
Yeah, Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
Which I thought said Bowser's Furry when I read it. I'm like, whoa.
No.
So that was, I think, on the Wii U. So that one I also didn't play.
Yeah, that one I
had a Wii U. So really interesting. Mario's 35th anniversary. What do you think of that Mario 35?
So I think I didn't really understand how it worked, but
so it's kind of like Tetris 99, right? So you play a level and against 35 other people at the same time, and
34.
Apologies, mathematicians.
It happened.
So you're playing levels. So if I step on a Goomba, that fires that Goomba off to you or whomever.
Okay, but like where in the level? It just kind of, you know, if you step on a Goomba and the next time, you know, I approach an area that there's like 3 Goombas, maybe there's 4 this time.
I think so.
Or they just like drop down from the sky, like
just raining Goombas.
Raining Goombas and turtles.
I think that's how it works.
Okay.
Because like if I'm playing along and I get a star, I can then proceed through the level quicker. So I think and if I step out of Gooba during that time, I guess as you continue to progress through,
Yeah.
like just wave after wave are coming at you.
And then
I
it's
guess.
the winner is like obviously
Like
not the
whoever
winner.
finishes first.
It's
Finishes
whoever
the level
finished
first, I
the
think.
level first, and it's
I
just
think
one
so.
level, or like different. You
I
go in and then it just picks a random level. That would be
I think it's lacking in details right now until
gotcha.
it debuts in I think October, and it's a limited time on
Yeah, it's
the
like a
online.
3 month thing or something.
Yeah, done in March, or no,
6 months.
one of them's done in March. I
Yeah.
think all this is limited time. To be honest with you, I think I saw somewhere that the 3D All Stars is available until like the 21st of March or March 2021.
Okay. So they're not. I don't understand. So you don't pay for these games?
The stuff that's on through the online services, no,
No.
because you're paying for the service. But if you
Right.
want to get the 3D All Stars, you buy that game. The Mario World, you buy that one, and then the Mario Kart Live, which
That's the crazy thing. I'm so glad you told me about that because
so
that
yeah,
looks incredible.
so it's basically for those uninitiated. It's Mario Kart. You can play on your Nintendo. You have an RC controlled car and course that you set up around your house. So then your house is the course that you're playing in the game. Comment, I guess, augmented
Yeah.
reality.
So like the RC car, the physical
Has
RC
a
car that you
camera on
have
it.
has a camera on it, and then when you set up the course, there's like little gates,
Yeah. It's
and so
kind of like was it lava or something.
you have to like go through the gates, and that's
Yeah.
how it knows where everything is and how
Yeah.
everything's laid out. And then I was reading things like um, if you don't go through the gates, you like slow down and like the RC car slows itself down because it would be as though on the course, if you weren't on
Rough.
the road and start to go on the
Yeah.
grass or anything like
It's
that, you'd slow
genius.
down. I like this is going to be so much fun.
If only we were 7 or 8 years old again and didn't have to look after families or jobs or
Yeah.
bills.
Oh man,
Or if this
that's
came
the
out
dream.
in like this past March when everything got locked down.
Yeah.
6 months of just laying on the couch while the car's driving around you. And it's $160, I think, for the cart. And I read that you just download through the eShop the game and the game's free.
Yeah. But like if you don't have the cart, the game is useless anyway. So
Don't tell me my business.
don't
You know
tell me
someone's gonna find some way to hack it.
use like actual RC cars. Just stick a camera on there.
Maybe.
Put
That's what I would do.
plug a webcam into it and be like, all right, let's do this.
Well, I saw someone was able to do some sort of hack with the Mario Lego. Just got like the QR codes that you land on to make the sounds. They just made their
Really?
own little pieces. Yeah. I'll see if I can find that video for you and fire it off. Like, well, it just saves yourself some like 80 some dollars per kit. But yeah, so we got Mario, all games coming back for the Switch. We have Tony Hawk coming back. Are we just going to see this happening more often, do you think? Of just old stuff being remade and not
Absolutely.
actually doing anything else willingly to improve
It's
or come up with
it's
new
been
ideas?
that way for
It's the Hollywood remakes, but for games.
yeah, but it's been this way for movies and TV shows and everything else. Why wouldn't it be for video games?
Because these are so much more expensive.
But like for them to remaster it is
It costs them nothing. It costs us
exactly.
more.
Well, that's the thing. That's like profit margins on remastered video games are like incredible compared to remaking a movie. Speaking
So
of which, have you watched the 2020 Mulan?
I have not. I have heard mixed things.
I've heard just terrible things.
My mixed things, I think, are related to more personal touches. Like I, as a kid, identified with this. So seeing this now, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I've heard like, oh, it looks great. It's great action, but it's
Yeah, visually it's
yeah,
fine.
It's underwhelming in this case. It's
musically.
yeah, musically, there's no music.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the thing. I really liked Mulan, but it's because the soundtrack made it good. But like,
and Eddie Murphy.
And Eddie Murphy. But like this movie not having, I'll make a man out of you. Well, I don't know. Seems like it's a pretty big miss at that point.
I guess it's 2020. You can't make men out of people.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the point of the movie, though. So maybe just don't.
Well, it's like with Lion King, they got rid of "Be Prepared" because of visually it was like reminiscent of scary, or back in WW2 with the Nazis.
Exactly.
But it seems like Disney's, no matter what they do, they can't win, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Of course,
money financially they will, but
yeah, no matter what they do, they win financially.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But in terms of critics,
we'll see.
Because there's been, I think every one of the remakes has been met with some sort of, maybe with the exception of The Jungle Book, has been met with like massive amount of criticism. Like Beauty and the Beast was too much like a cartoon. The Lion King was exactly like the cartoon minus any sort of character emotion.
Yeah.
Aladdin, it was
different. It was similar but very different. And then Will Smith.
Yeah. It was just making fun of him throughout the shoddy CG.
Yeah.
Then like Dumbo, everyone shit all over.
Yeah, and then this one, it's the soundtrack.
Yeah,
but I think
and no one talked about fucking Lady and the Tramp.
I think some of it is very warranted, and others.
Did you watch it? I don't know if we've said, but Mulan? Did you watch it? Or yeah,
no, not yet. So okay. I will eventually. But it was definitely like, it was one of not like one of my favorite Disney movies, but it was definitely up there soundtrack wise.
Okay.
That. Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie for sure. The animated one.
Yeah.
And
because this one looks like it's
fun for the family. Like this one just looks, like much more serious and stuff like that.
Very Last Samurai.
Yeah, but
minus Tom Cruise.
I think the lack of any soundtrack is the reason so like Lion King, having it be shot for shot pretty much the same, I was like okay with that. I think we talked about that, right? Lion King versus Aladdin. Would we rather have a shot for shot remake because that's what we love, or would we like something different because it's different for being different sake? And there's advantages and disadvantages to both, right? Like a shot for shot, all right.
Even if you don't do that, you just look at Gus Van Sant's Psycho. Like that was shot for shot of Hitchcock.
Yeah.
And one people was like, this is a masterpiece. The other one's like, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah. This is a master piece of shit.
Yeah.
But like with Mulan, I feel like without having the songs, without having that soundtrack, it's not the same movie. So I don't know, maybe shouldn't share the same name. Like maybe they could have just made a similar movie without the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just calling it Mulan. So I don't know. I'm going into it. I guess I'm going into it with like not really high expectations for sure. And maybe that's not the best thing, but here we are.
And here we are. But it's the tale of Hollywood's future, the two futures of If this, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about numbers. They'll probably wait.
I really doubt they'll share numbers. Unless it goes really, really well,
like a Trolls 2.
Yeah, then they'll share numbers. I say that if we don't see numbers after or by the time it is free on Disney Plus, so the thing with Mulan right now is it's because it's not in theaters. If you have Disney Plus, you can pay $30 US, I think 35 in Canada. And then you're part of the Disney Premiere. Is that what they're calling it? Disney Plus
Premier Access.
Yeah, Disney Premier Access. And that $30 gets you access to their premiere movies, which some people are like, well, that's way too high for one movie. And then other people are like, well, but if you take a family of 4 to the movies, it's going to cost you way more than $30. So,
And you don't get to keep it.
And you don't get to keep it. But then also, if you don't want to pay $30 right now, Disney Plus will take away this little paywall situation 3 months from now. So December 4th, it's available to all Disney Plus subscribers. Whether that's going to work or not, like, I don't know of too many people that will. I mean, it'll depend on the movie, right? Like, I wanted to see, the Avengers and stuff when it came out. I would not have wanted to wait 3 months for it. But most other movies, I probably wouldn't care. Like, if I don't see Tenet for 3 months, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to care too much.
If the reviews are better.
If they also if the reviews were better. That's true. That might change if Tenet was getting just like rave reviews.
Yeah, I have to see it now.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm not looking at it in that scope. But yeah, I think there's very few movies that I would pay like much extra for to see right away versus waiting 3 months for.
Well, based on our own conversation, Bill and Ted 3 isn't one of them.
No, it absolutely is not. I'll wait for that one.
But yeah, so find out about those numbers if
I say so we'll find out December 4th ish.
Yeah, because like unlike Trolls or anything else that came in VOD, this is only on Disney Plus, so you have to sign up and pay. Whereas the other ones, you just paid if you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So, so there's a good market of people who aren't signed up but are not going to see this movie.
Yeah, and like you said, the difference is with Trolls, it was because I think with Trolls it was like $20, something like that. But it was a rental, so you got it for 48 hours, and if you didn't watch it or didn't have time to watch it or whatever, which I also don't understand. Like, why wouldn't you just rent it at the time that you were going to watch it and not be like, oh, I'm going to watch this tonight, so I'll rent it in the morning. Like, it's not like it needs to get ready. But that
something comes up.
Yeah, if something.
I wonder how many people did that got burned.
It's probably not that many. Like, to be,
there were some.
Oh, there was definitely some. But it was, it was some where like, they got it and then, the kid ate a peanut or something and had to go to the hospital. And then they didn't get to watch it. Like, something like that happened. I doubt it's something like they rented it and forgot about it. And then they're like, what do you mean I only had it for 2 days? But yeah, so that's the main difference, right? $20 for a 48-hour viewing window of a movie. Or $30, well, on top of a subscription to Disney Plus.
It's only $5 in the States, is it not? $5.99
in the States. Yeah, it's like $5, $4.99. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do it for a lot of Disney movies, but maybe there's a movie that comes up where I do that. I really hope that it doesn't turn into something that,
the norm.
Yeah, like HBO doesn't start saying, okay, well, if you want to watch these episodes, if you want to watch it the day it comes out, it's going to be an extra $1 or $2, and then everyone else can watch it 3 days later. Or with Netflix, doing something similar. That, I don't know. I think that's a bad place to go.
But one quick thing on that, Peacock is doing that. There's different tiers. Right?
Yes,
you get the free tier. You can watch some programs. You pay a little bit more. You get some other exclusive stuff, and some ads. Then you pay even more, and then you get like The Office, Friends,
the whole library.
Yeah,
and then, no ads.
Not Friends, so The Office, and whatever else. And let's say Community.
Yeah,
and then the more premium stuff.
But I think that was their play from the beginning,
Yeah,
right? Was that
they put it out there for now. Other ones can copy.
yeah, they're like we have a thing, it's free. There's gonna be ads, and you know, deal with it. That's the price of getting something for free.
Did you
The middle
sorry,
tier is the weird one.
did you see EA was getting shit all over the net because they were putting ads in the UFC 4 game?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. Why?
There was in-game ads, man.
Oh my god.
So they put, I guess, an update out, the patch or whatever that took that off.
Ads for what though? Like,
I don't know. I saw it. There was a brief story. I
that's
didn't read the article, but it said that they're getting hit hard. So first it's the loot boxes.
Well, yeah, that was just a.
And then now they're putting in-game ads in their games. Like, who do you think they are? 2K?
Yeah, come on.
These 2K, their ads are like ads for what their shows that they have. Like, was it like 2K Sports NBA shows, whatever?
Yeah.
At least it's
like actual commercials for other things.
Yeah.
But oh my god, yeah, they had an ad. They had an ad for The Boys. Like,
and then those fucking Amazon too. The Boys is getting review bombed from people mad of their release schedule for that.
Yeah,
they didn't drop
the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, so they did the first 3 episodes, which is I think what HBO Max did with season 2 of Doom Patrol. Dropped the first 3, then it was every week was one new one. So yeah, they did the first 3 this week, and then they'll have episode 4 next. So they're getting 1-star reviews, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, just because people are pissed they can't binge all 8.
I think that's a bad, like, that's not a reasonable.
No, like, these fucking people grew up watching one show a week, and you can only watch that show again if you had a VCR and recorded it.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I like that better because he's something to look forward to again.
Exactly. And like, that's what I really liked about Mandalorian was having to like wait a week and being like,
run times.
And what?
And the short run times.
Well, yeah, that too. But you know, it was always fun to be like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen next week. And like, you're right. Like, there's lots of things that I like binging, but it's usually older shows.
Yeah,
you know,
because you're used to it.
Yeah, new shows, I don't mind the week-long wait. And like, I guess they were just upset that they got 3 of them instead of it being one at a time all the time.
Excuse me. And they're an hour long. Like,
oh yeah,
that's 3 hours.
Yeah,
I think the shortest one, because I'm rewatching season 1 again. I think the shortest one so far, I'm 5 deep, is like 59 minutes.
Jeez.
So they're all roughly 60 minutes and like say 50 seconds or 30 seconds.
Yeah,
they're more or less they're an hour each. So that's 8 hours. If you need to sit there for 8 hours to watch a show and then wait another calendar year to watch season 3, assuming we're living in a world where you can have another season.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's people.
Yeah. So Chadwick Boseman passed last week. Now, not to make light or anything, but when you sent that to me that said Black Panther died, I thought maybe that was something other than reality because it was just out of left field. I'm like,
the whole thing was out of left field,
but not like that's not nowhere where my mind would have went.
No,
and then I like what is this? Like, did you like autocorrect take over or something?
Black Panera died? What? No, okay, no, this is a serious thing.
So then I'm like, all right, whatever. And then the next morning I saw it, like, oh shit, yeah, okay.
Now it's coming together.
I'm like, oh, that's unexpected.
Very.
More unexpected than the random text. Because it wasn't even like, oh, Chadwick Boseman, actor of. It was just Black Panther died.
Yeah. I was just like, I like didn't even know what to say. I was kind of, and I put question marks because I was like,
yeah, that's the other thing that for me too.
I was like, is this a real thing? Is this like a another. 'Cause I think
Yeah, we live in a world now. If you go to Twitter, hit trending, and see anybody's name, instant thought is that either they're dead or someone has jokingly said that they've died and it
yeah,
spread.
because I think the like similar thing happened the other way when Kobe passed. I think you sent me a message,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What? That's not right." Like, no, he
Oh, that
didn't.
wasn't right. But he
um,
did.
but yeah, but he did, and I was just like, instantly, I went to the worst. I went to Twitter, of course, and
Where
yeah,
everyone goes for the up to date,
for the
reliable.
updated top news of
Yeah,
the of the world.
that's
Um,
right.
but yeah, that was a I don't know. That was a tough one.
Yeah, because
Just
it was such a serious like it wasn't like an accident or anything like that. It
no,
wasn't, you know, wrong place, wrong time. It was just life got in the way and
and
took
no
it
one knew
away.
that afterwards,
Yeah,
like
did
this
you
whole
read Ryan Coogler's piece?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
insane.
he said the entire time I knew him, he was sick. I never knew.
Yeah, and everyone like he and I was talking earlier with some cousins, and it was just like Civil War, Black Panther, and the Avengers movies were not like easy to make. Like they were
No.
physically taxing.
Yeah,
Um,
long hours,
long hours.
travel.
Yeah. Um, working out, like
Yeah,
maintaining
years in
years,
prep too.
and to do all that while being sick. Not to say that other stuff like doing 42 and the one about the lawyer, what's it called? Marshall,
Yes.
about Thurgood Marshall or whatever.
Hmm.
Like, it just because he's not doing like physically demanding tasks doesn't mean that those days aren't long, that there's not
Yep.
so much prep, memorizing lines, um, you know, being emotionally on all the time. Like to do all that and not like never complain, um,
Yep. And
and
then
just
like the
hide everything from everyone.
press
Because
tours afterwards and world
yeah,
tours promoting the movie.
and doing like so much charity stuff, right? He was in like always at hospitals and doing all that. And I don't know, like we always just thought, oh, well, it's Black Panther being, cool guy, superhero to
Yep.
like sick kids. That's what
What's
superheroes
that?
do. Like what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. would do that a lot. Just
Yeah, Johnny
go
Johnny Depp would travel the world and always have his Captain Jack
Jack
Sparrow
Sparrow.
stuff with him all the time, and he would always stop at a hospital no matter where he was.
Yeah, but this guy was like sick and
Yeah.
making time to do all this. Um, it's just crazy. And then we discussed probably when we saw Avengers and Endgame, he definitely looked skinnier, like way skinnier than in Black Panther. And I remember just being like, "Oh, it must be for another role." Like obviously,
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying.
when Endgame came out, it had already been recorded for years, right?
Yeah.
Everything had been wrapped because they did Infinity War and Endgame back to back. Um, but then I was like he hasn't really been in a movie that needed him to be very, very skinny.
Yeah, and there was no
Like
timetable for a
there's
second one, right?
yeah, so like why would he be prepping? Yeah, it's just a crazy time. Actually, one of my first thoughts when I saw him in Endgame, because I saw it on IMAX, was like kind of just thought maybe the screen was stretched out and it was just a aspect ratio thing where he just looked a little skinnier. But I was like, yeah, but to be able to do everything that he did in the last, 5 years, um, being that sick when he could have said something to, he didn't have to tell anyone, but he could have said something to uh, the director or anything and
Hmm.
could have taken a lesser role in some of these movies. And no, he just decided to be an actual superhero and not do that, which is just
Yeah,
crazy.
it's true. And here we are, like, bang your knee, like, ah, fuck, this is the worst thing in the
Yeah.
world.
Oh my god. Stub your toe, and it's like, that's it. Like, this is how I die.
Step on a piece of Lego.
Oh god, no. I'm not even gonna get started on Legos.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. It's yeah, you can go anytime.
That was the start of this whole like rough week here. It's just been,
Well, it's like if you get somebody who can, that takes care of themselves and does all this and just
yeah, like does everything
not
right.
not enough. Makes you wonder.
Like how we even survived this long. Being perfectly honest, like I don't know how I made it here.
It's like, do I open up another package of Pop-tarts? I already had 4. I want to roll the dice.
Oh, you're like, oh, I might as well just finish up the box at this point.
Like, there's only 8. 4. What's another 4?
Yeah, I'll heat these 2 up, and while they're heating up, I'll just eat the other 2. It's perfect.
I'm only eating the centers, right? I'm cutting off the corners.
That's right.
There's no filling on those ones. So.
It's all just empty carbs.
Carbs are the enemy.
Until they're not.
And then they're so good. Yep. Jeez.
Just eating centers.
So the corners are up for grabs. Okay. God. All right. So yeah, you gonna watch The Boys now or what?
Yeah, well, it's on the list. It's on the to watch or whatever Amazon calls their thing, my list. I don't know. Now that you say they're hour longs, that
scared you.
Changes a couple of things. Not a lot, but no, I will get around to it eventually for sure. Maybe I'll wait until all 8 episodes of season 2 are out and then just have a 16-hour binge watch and not complain about it.
Yeah, once that's done, I think you're just a few weeks shy of season 2 Mandalorian. So
that's right. When's that? That's Halloween, right? Or October 30th?
Yeah, the Friday.
Yeah,
the Friday before. Fun.
Maybe. I miss the Halloweens being like Stranger Things release dates.
Well, if there's one bright side to it being delayed is that they confirmed that it's not going to be the last year. So
there you go.
Season 4 will not be the end of the show.
That's good, at least.
Try. All right. So I don't know if I told you this, but I was drinking my milkshake on a cliff and thought, wow, this is ledge in dairy. I did have milkshake the other day. It was on our anniversary day. We got Ashley's mom told us to get some Dairy Queen, so on her. So I got myself a milkshake. It did not bring any boys to the yard.
There was no cliffs, no boys.
No, it was very much from inside the confines of my house.
Was it good though? It's been a while since I've had a
yeah, that's why I did it, because every time I've been talking about like Dairy Queen, I'm like, I should get a milkshake, and then I never get anything, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get one
this time because I'm doing it.
Because I'm not paying for it.
There you go.
I will splurge. Got a large. Nope,
not a good idea.
Medium would have been enough.
It's sufficient.
Sit there, like drink half of it. I'm like, I should have got a medium. Like medium's about yay big, and then I literally put my hand to the cup. I'm like, yep, that would have been half of this.
That's exactly how much I needed.
This much. But no, it was good. It was good. It did its job, which was to make me feel terrible about myself afterwards. Yeah, much like the Pop-tart centers.
Well, you can only imagine how you would have felt if you ate the corners. So
just dry, no filling, no icing on it either, just dry carbs. All right, so that is Open Caller for this week. Watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/govnc. Follow us everywhere else, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Open Caller Pod. For Vishal, this is Corey reminding you all to keep it casual.